Hello, everybody. Welcome to another vidIQ live stream. I'm Dan, and we are back again today with our Wednesday chat/Q&A live stream. We do this every Wednesday where we talk about a YouTube-related topic, and then we take your questions. The stream goes for about 2 hours, and today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to have a chat. We're actually going to turn it into a podcast. We do a podcast every week called Tube Talk, and we're actually turning this chat into a podcast episode, and then we'll be going into the Q&A. So that's what's happening. First, let me introduce, everybody's favorite live stream co-host. We'll just say co-host today is Mr. Rob.
So I'm right in thinking that I am everybody's favorite co-host, but I'm not everybody's favorite host. I have to be like in the passenger seat for people to love me. I can live with that because it means that I have to do a lot less work, as just demonstrated when I rocked in at 2 minutes to the hour to do this live stream, which I'm sure, Dan, made you feel very calm and collected. Yes, hello, everybody. I'm here. Hi.
There's one problem.
What's the problem?
Where are the gloves?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. They're here. Right. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I'll be back in 15 minutes.
15 minutes. So, yes, thank you for being here. Now, you know him. You love him. Today's guest is also here, Mr. Junk.
Hello.
Mr. Junk,
thanks for having me.
I can call you Mr. Junk?
Yeah, just Jonk's fine. Jonk's fine. But you can call me Mr. Jonk. It makes me feel very old.
Sir Jonk a lot. That might be another way of calling
Jonk a lot.
Calling you.
You can call me Jonk the One.
Jonk McBoatyface McJonk. I think only UK people would understand that reference.
So if you don't know anything about Jonk, you obviously don't know anything about these live streams. Jonk's been here for
that's certainly true, isn't it?
Quite some time, especially in our Tuesday live stream, creating awesome stickman animations, and has had some recent success. So we wanted to bring Jonk on to not only chat with us, because we have a lot of different questions and things we want to talk about, but also to do some Q&A with you guys, because Jonk is a member of the community. Jonk has been in chat, just like you guys are here now, as a YouTuber, taking notes and implementing strategies. And the channel has recently blown up, which we're going to talk about very soon. So we will be opening the floor to questions in the second half of this live stream today. But yeah, so Jonk, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, yeah. It's just a bit very surreal just to actually be on one of these streams after, 8 months of drawing 30-second animations with Savage talking in the background.
Yeah, I suppose we should kind of draw a little bit of a context and story behind this, in that Jonk's official title at vidIQ is the unofficial official animator, because that means we don't have to pay him if we call him that. Yes, but going back to what you said, Dan, and I think this is a good question for Jonk. Like, can you remember the first time you encountered vidIQ, or like you were on one of our live streams, to try and get an idea of where you were to where you are today?
Well, I was actually in the middle of recording a video, and I was also in my room. I was on my bed, because that's where my studio is. It's just sat on my bed. But But yeah, I can remember when because it was a Tuesday channel audit. Like I'd never heard of vidIQ actually before that. So I can remember I was looking up like how to grow your channel, and that was literally how I found like the stream. And from there, I can remember I joined, and Savage was in the middle of auditing COVID Deus, and I can always remember that name because you asked me to animate Savage's obviously Savage audits, and that was the only name I could remember from that. But yeah, that was basically how I discovered vidIQ.
So I guess was that at the beginning of this year then, sort of January?
I started in January, yeah.
Right. So that's 6 months, I guess, from there to now, more or less.
Yeah, about 7, yeah.
Well, we definitely want to get into that and more during our conversation segment. But first, we have a couple of things to talk about. Real quick, if you haven't already, please do install the vidIQ extension in your Chrome or Firefox browser. You can try it for free. You can also get it for 30 days free if you are a new customer by using the link down below. And you can get all our full suite of tools absolutely free to try for 30 days. And if you love them, you can decide which plan is right for you. And, start growing your YouTube channel by having deeper insights into what's working and what is not. That is what we do best. And I think with that out of the way, we should start saying hello to some folks here in chat, Rob.
Sure, let's do this. Sorry, I think I asked a question a bit early then, didn't I? That wasn't really part of the podcast segment.
No, it was not.
So
we'll have to ask it again.
We may have to tell the editor to just check back at the beginning of this live stream. I'm going to say hello to chaps such as Beam Bops YT. I'm also going to say hello to Nair on MC or Nair, or I guess if it was a Scottish creator, it would be Nair on Merc, possibly. Hello to Elliot and Joe. I do remember we shouted out their channel yesterday, photography, not photography, a very professional looking filmography channel. We've also got FNC Luke in the house, and last but not least, Joe's phenomenal because I'm starting to see them as another live stream regular. Hello to you too. And I'm now halfway through putting my gloves on.
I'm going to say hello to Trippy Boy, Poca Surge, Mr. Twist 6000, Nexus something like that. The Young MTB, A+ Russian, and Siffy Gaming. John, do you have chat open? Do you want to say hello?
Okay, I'll say hello to Road Rush Nation, my fellow stickman, Finn Brown, Bory Piano, obviously very regular here, Karis Gamer, Oryx FN, Master J. Who else we got? Astro Zio. Why not?
Welcome, everybody. Huge shout out to our mods today for helping. So what we're going to do is we're going to awkwardly transition into the podcast portion of today's recording. During that time, we will not be answering questions or addressing chat a whole lot. But once that recording is over and you hear us kind of wrapping up, don't go anywhere because we're only getting started with the Q&A segment. So if you have any questions for Jonk as you're listening to our conversation today, be sure to write them down or for us as well. But primarily Jonk is here lending us his time. So if you have questions for him regarding all the things you're going to learn about how his channel blew up, be writing those down on another tablet or screen or notepad, whatever it is. Don't forget your question and save it for the Q&A section. All right. With that, is everybody ready to start the podcast part?
Yeah.
I am so ready.
All right. Well, here we go in 3, 2. Welcome, Jonk, to the Tube Talk podcast. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. First of all, for everybody out there listening, tell us a little bit about who is Jonk and what you do on YouTube.
Well, I started off as a storytime animator, but then over time started transitioning into other things such as trailer reviews, animating voices of people, like video clips, and I kind of just branch out everywhere, to be honest.
And for full context, everybody should know that Jonk does stickman animations, and if you're not sure what that looks like, it's exactly what it sounds like. So tell us a little bit more about today, what types of things you're kind of animating.
The things I'm kind of animating is like like I kind of, like I said before, I branch out all over the place. So my video style is it's very simple. It's really simple. Like I animate 2 frames and then put them together, and then I just do a voiceover talking about what I want to talk about. It's really simple video making process.
Was that an intentional decision, Jonk, to animate in a kind of... I don't want to make this sound like an insulting description, but it kind of leads to a certain style, which your animation is kind of quite crude. It's very simplistic, but it has its own sort of style to it. And I think also it allows you to create quite a volume of content. So yeah, is this all intentional, or do you intend to improve your stickman animation going forward, which you kind of already have done in some elements respect?
Well, to be honest, before I started the channel, which was in January, I'd never done animation in my life. I'd never attempted animation. I'd never drawn an actual stickman before. But the story of how the stickman was obviously created and how I came to the conclusion of, I want to make a stickman channel who tells stories. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's a whole story that I need to tell.
Tell it. Tell us the story.
Oh, okay. So
look at him teasing us with this story.
Okay, so yeah, it was December, and I got a message off my mate's mom saying, "Oh yeah, can you record a birthday message for obviously the girl who obviously was having the birthday message?" And I tried loads of different stuff. Like I tried just recording myself. I play guitar, so I tried to record a song, but make it really, really stupid. And the next thing was animation, right? But I only had 2 days to do it. So I was just there like, right, okay, so you've either got to pump out some Disney quality animation, learn how to animate in around about 2 days, or you just record a standard IRL thing with just loads of stupid stuff in it. And the conclusion I came to was record the IRL stuff with the stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until a few days later that I was wanting to make another channel, my 18th channel that I've ever made.
Oh.
Yeah, I've made a lot. And I can remember I was just scrolling through my camera roll, just looking at what can I do? Like, what can I do different? Because I've tried loads of every single channel I've done has been different.
Well, can you just briefly describe just a few types of those channels?
Okay, so the first channel I ever made was one with me and my mate when we were in year 5 or grade 5, as you'd probably call it.
Okay.
And we just did the most ridiculous thing. I think we recorded one video, and then I never went back around his house ever again. So I recorded that one video, and I was there like, yeah, this friendship ain't for me, and then I left. So that happened. And then, so that channel was left in the abyss. And then, I don't know if you've watched any of my old videos, but I mentioned a guy called Crazy Kyle quite a lot.
Just for everybody out there, I mean, we've definitely seen a lot of your content by now, but I want everybody listening to kind of, hear this journey, because so many people may not realize how many YouTube channels it takes sometimes to figure out where you fit in on YouTube.
Yeah. So then the next channel I made was called JJ Scorpion. Don't ask me why. I liked Mortal Kombat at the time, and my name begins with J. So I was just there like, yeah, why not double it? So I was there like JJ Scorpion, easy. And then on there I made gaming videos, reaction videos, but it was all on my phone, because I've never had anything else. I've always just had my phone. Mm-hmm. In them previous years. So I recorded gaming videos, but it was on my nan's phone. I didn't have my actual phone because I was 10. So when that came along, I really enjoyed making that content. And then in the vidIQ change my life thing, not save my life, but yeah, change my life. I said something along the lines of I'd made so much content, but then obviously started getting hate comments, so I deleted everything. So that was, like I said, it was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made, because it's nice to look back on your old videos to see how much you've actually improved over time.
Right.
And then I can remember I hit 100 subscribers on that channel, and this was at the time where YouTube was removing inactive subscribers from your channel. And I had quite a few. So I went from 100, YouTube wiped the slate clean, and I went back down to 20.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. I was just there like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? Why has this happened? Yeah, and I was just there like, all my hard work, man. But yeah, and then over time, I gradually like kept uploading, and I made it to 200, right?
Okay.
But obviously, it took like years, and then obviously deleted all my videos. And then I moved on to some more channels. They were really small. I had like different ideas. Like I had one where I was playing Clash Royale, and then I had one where I was playing Clash of Clans. And then me and my mate, we made a channel called Smacking Guy.
That sounds fun.
We went around and smacked random objects. It was that was literally it. But
wait, what did you do?
We went around and smacked random objects, not people. We just did objects. So like one of our videos was called like smacking bread or something along them, like, and literally got a piece of bread on a plate and then just smacked it, right?
If you'd taken that to TikTok, you'd have 15 million followers by now.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. But the thing is, though, what we didn't realize was when this YouTube short thing got introduced, we like our videos like were coming up as YouTube shorts. We didn't even realize it at the time, but we'd recorded every single video in the vertical format, so it got classified as a YouTube short.
Yeah, so this is legacy content you've created by accidentally. It's turned into really lucrative content for this new platform that you weren't aware of at the time.
Yeah. Because then, like, when the whole YouTube Shorts thing rolled around, I even messaged the guy who I'd obviously made the channel with, and I was just there like, "Hey, you wanna revisit this?" And he was there like,
smacking some new stuff.
Yeah, and he was just there like, "No." I was just there like, "Right, okay."
That's another friendship ruined.
No. But and then he was just there like, "Nah." Because like we kind of look back at it as like a really nice memory because we just did the most random stuff. Like we did smacking Lego characters. It was just ridiculous content. And then obviously I'd made smaller channels in between that, which didn't take off. They got like 2 subscribers. But the thing with me was if one of my channels didn't blow up right away, I quit it. And you should never do that. Never do that, right?
I mean, if you're not passionate about what you're doing, you're just trying something, that's one thing. But if it's an impatient thing, like I made this channel, I worked hard on these 10 videos, I don't know what's going on, never mind. Just crumple it up, throw it in the waste bin.
Yeah.
And don't get all the shorts views, a few years later.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly.
John, what sort of time frame are we talking about here then from all of these, I guess, failed YouTube ventures?
I started making YouTube videos and like made my first channel in 2015. So this has all happened in the course span of 6 years, or 5 or 6 years. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Then
sorry.
No, you go.
I was gonna move on to present day now. Unless you had some more channels you wanted to
Oh, I have a lot of channels.
I think you only covered about 3 channels there of the 17 you were hinting at. I guess my question is to transition into today, because you mentioned briefly that how many channels start with. So I got a message from a mate's mum, but anyway, we'll move on from that. You were saying that prior to starting the Jonk Stickman channel, you'd not done any animation or Stickman animation.
Nope.
So were you just are you just a creative at heart and you'll try playing a guitar, or you'll try filmography, or you'll try animation, and it was just you found a love for it when you started doing it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, because I was known in school as an infamously bad drawer. I was known as the worst drawer in my school, right?
Yeah.
So when I started this, I obviously didn't tell anyone because obviously I was afraid that people would mock it because of my reputation of art in school. But when people started showing up to the channel, like, because I'd always wanted to tell my stories, because like I have a lot of stories, and I just wanted to kind of put them onto YouTube in some way, because obviously I was just trying out different ideas over the years, but I never really got around to talking about my life in any of them. You know what I mean? So when I first started the Jonk channel, like if you go back to my first videos, you can tell that the stickmen were awful. Like the bodies didn't even line up with the heads. It was, but yeah, it was. And then I started like just telling stories. But the thing is, I don't think I could actually classify it as animation, because it was just single frames. Like none of the characters moved. Like each frame was just like a different character or a different look.
Right.
And it was just me commentating over it. It was like, it's like turning a page in a book. Like loads of it has changed, but you're still reading the same story. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that is kind of like the format I went with at first.
So over time, you've been kind of making improvements to your content, because I think today I could say it looks a lot more consistent.
Yeah.
Now, frame by frame, video by video, you've definitely adopted like a style.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest, like my old videos where the stickman drawings were awful, those videos took me longer than these videos do today. Like I can remember, because I used to pump out a story time every single day, and those videos combined took me about 6-7 hours of voiceover in, drawing, and editing the frames together. These videos that I make, like when they're like 1 minute, 2 minute, as you can probably tell from the vidIQ live streams, like I can pump out like a 40-second video in like what, half an hour. But yeah, the videos that like, because I need to like figure out a topic. And another thing is that I don't write scripts. Right. Everything comes off the top of my head, like when I'm recording.
Oh, I love to hear that. I love to hear another creator who's not capable of doing that, but that's their way of working. In that,
yeah,
the thing that you're creating instinctively, naturally leads on to the next thing, which I would never recommend anybody to do. But if they have that, I suppose, that gift, but I guess also that I'm not going to say weakness, but it can sometimes mean that you're very spontaneous, and sometimes you don't plan as much. But at the same time, it allows you to create all of this content in a very quick and efficient way.
Because it's like what do you call it? It's like I speak to creators and they write scripts, and like some of their scripts can take hours to write. Like, but meanwhile, I'm just like, because I feel like if you write a script, like depending on the type of creator you are, like I'm not going to say if you don't have the personality qualities, but like, like if you record the same thing over and over again and you want it to sound exciting, over time, it's just not going to sound like you're excited about it. So that's why everything you hear in my videos, like whether it's doing like a reaction to like a fan art, or like a reaction to like a video, or like talking about a trailer, like every reaction that you see is my first off reaction.
That's really cool. That's a cool way to approach, creating that content. I think it fits really well with what you do as well. I want to get into why you're here today, because this has been a very long journey for you. As you said, you started in like 2015, and you're here today after animating for all this time and putting these videos together because you recently had a video that took off, that just completely blew away all expectations. Or we'll get to that, because that was the first thing I wanted to ask. First, let's start here. Tell us about how many subscribers you had before you posted this video. Let's start
this time last month, basically, I guess.
Right. I was on 400 subscribers. Yeah.
And you posted a video. Tell us. Let's talk about what that video was.
Oh, it was a video on the KSI show, which was it was a one-off show. So if you didn't get to see it, you didn't get to see it. You know what I mean? So it was one of them things, because it was more of a spur of the moment decision. Like, because I was thinking, because you had to pay for it. It was like a pay-per-view event, but it was pre-recorded. So it was basically like you were watching a movie, but like obviously without the insane action and budget. But because it got to about 8 o'clock and it started at 8, and I was just there like, oh, do I watch it? Because it was like a one-off thing, and I'm a fan of KSI. I watch him like every single time he uploads a video.
Can you explain for anyone who doesn't know who KSI is?
Right. He started. He's basically like he's branched out into every subgenre I can think of. Like he started off with making like Call of Duty videos and FIFA videos, but now he's doing tours in Wembley. He's doing shows in Wembley. He's releasing albums. He's doing boxing matches. He's literally branched out into every single genre of the world. Like it's ridiculous, like how far he's actually come. But then he wanted to create a show which kind of like went through his entire life, because it had been like 11 or 10 years since he actually released his first video. So this project that he was creating was just a summary of his entire life. and obviously every inside joke with his fans that's happened. It was a show for the fans, but obviously over time, like when the show was obviously broadcasted, not many people received it very well.
Oh.
Yeah, so he'd put all this money and stuff into this show, but he didn't, like, not many people liked it because they thought it was a ripoff. Because I don't know how much it would be in dollars, but it cost in the UK £18. So I'm assuming in dollars that's probably about 20, 25.
Yeah, 25. Yeah, about right.
Yeah, so
maybe 30.
It costs $25 to watch something that wasn't. So it basically was 3 times more than a cinema ticket, right?
Right.
So not many people were very happy with it because it wasn't even the length of a full-length film. It was an hour and 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So he got a lot of backlash for that. But as I was going through the thing, I was just jotting down notes like of what was happening. I wasn't even planning on making a video. I just wanted to remember because I have an awful memory. So I just kind of wanted to remember what was happening. So I was just jotting down the notes, and I was there like, you know what? I'm going to turn this into a video, like just spur of the moment. So I'd paid £18 to watch this show, but I spent 90 minutes of it editing, right, and just drawing stickmen. So, like, but whenever something new happened, I was there like, right, I'll jot that down, and then that's how the video was formed. And then after the video was like, because as I was going through the show, I was just making random comments about it. Like I was just basically saying what happened, like really straightforward. And then as soon as it ended, I was there like, right, okay. And then I started animating, and it took me about an hour and a half of like animating to pump out this video. And I was just there like, right, do I wait until morning or do I post it now? Because I realized that in the morning, people are already going to be have made videos on it. So I was there like, you know what, I'll post it. Made a quick thumbnail with like just the KSI show like cover and just like a stickman looking like confused at it. And then I posted it, and then it just took off so quickly. I feel like the main reason because of that was because it was a stickman. So like when people see it, they're like, wait, this guy's made an animation of it already. You know what I mean? Because it was like an hour after the show. And then I think in about half an hour, it garnered like 8,000 views in about half an hour. And then I was just there like, right, okay, I need to go to sleep because it was like 12 o'clock and I needed to be up for work in the morning.
But how many views, real quick, would you say a regular video of yours got at that time?
Oh, 200.
200, okay.
Yeah, in about 2 weeks, yeah.
Gotcha, it's pretty consistent then.
Yeah, it was
when you launched the video, did you, when you listened to real-time stats, did it immediately take off? Like there wasn't any moment of, you know, this is just like a normal video, and then whoosh, it was just literally the first minute it was live, you were getting hundreds, 200 of views a minute.
Yeah, I think in the first 10 minutes it gained about 2,000 views, and I was just there like, what is going on, right? But the thing is though, the thing that shocked me was the majority of the views, they were coming from YouTube search. So I was there like, right, so people are 100% searching the KSI show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But another thing that happened was that, like, I know that you obviously say in your videos, Rob, that like tags are dead, but I feel like that is one of the main things that helped in a sense. But I'm not sure whether it was or whether the KSI show was just like, because it had it in the title, it just was on the search anyway. It
could be the metadata, but the fact that you were one of the first to the punch when this once in a lifetime viewable show ended. I mean, people are still searching for it. People want to know what they just missed. And you were just early, in my opinion.
I searched it up before I posted, like when I was editing the thumbnail, and nobody had made a video on it. So in a sense, I was the first person to make a video on the KSI show. And I think that's how it took off, because when you searched it up, that was the first thing that came up.
Yeah. And with high viewer satisfaction, and people watching most of the video, if not all of it, that tells YouTube not only are you one of the first people to this search term, but you are delivering, you're giving them what they came for. Yeah. So then it keeps you ranked high.
Yeah, exactly. Like because I had to change the title because I didn't realize that I put short review instead of short overview.
Oh.
So people were there like, well, this isn't a review. You didn't say what you thought of it. I was just there like, right, okay, I'll change it to overview then.
So you changed the title afterwards. Did you feel like that impacted its velocity?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure, because like I went to, because like I said, I got 8,000 views, and then I slept on it, and then I woke up in the morning having the same title, like the short review, and it had 350,000 like in the course of 7 hours.
Wow, that's a lot. And again, you were getting a couple hundred views per video after they had sat for a while. So totally changed the momentum of your channel. And that's what I want to talk about next. Since posting that video, how have things changed for you?
I've honestly had a boost of content. Like I've wanted to make more videos, because like when you see all the comments and they're like, oh, I love this guy, he's awesome, love his animation style, it does give you that satisfaction and that boost to be there, like, you know what, I'll make you another video, you know what I mean? And then like for the next few days I was just pumping out a video every single day, and those videos did very well as well. Like obviously since I started making my own stuff, like aside from the KSI stuff, it obviously dropped in views over time, which you're obviously seeing right now, but it was still more views than I'd ever got on any of my previous videos.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. So to give you everyone context of this video that launched, I guess, the Jonk channel into this new era, the KSI show in a nutshell, that's currently sitting at 800,000 views in 2 weeks. And then the next 4 or 5 videos were actually very intentional in that you did one about, you know, Logan Paul and KSI, whether they're going to box again, I think. And then, I don't know, love letter dear KSI. And then should YouTubers make songs? So I think that was a little bit of a deviation, but you were still, I guess, sticking to
it was still a nod to KSI because he'd obviously made music. Yeah.
Still a nod. And then Dear Mr. B, so now you were trying maybe, you know, same show format, but maybe looking at a different YouTube celebrity. And then Tokyo Olympic Games in a nutshell, so that was maybe going back to the in a nutshell. So you're experimenting with all of these different formats, but also keep trying to tie it into either famous people or popular trends. And I'm just curious, you know, how you found that. Did you feel as if you were almost selling yourself a little bit too much to try and satisfy an audience, or, you know, because you've just been given this amazing boost in confidence and audience that you were going to try and experiment and see what happens?
Like even before the video blew up, I was constantly experimenting with different content. Like if you looked at my old videos, I changed the video idea every single time I uploaded.
Right.
Like if you see that now, like I obviously did Stickman Watches, My Strange Addiction, Is Sing to, and then I just did like different stuff like over time, like the Mystery of Project 863, Fidget Toys TikTok, stuff like that. It's just I just tried to experiment with random stuff to see which garnered more views. But when the video of KSI blew up, I got really scared because you had people in the comments saying, you know what, this ain't my type of content, but I'm going to subscribe because it's KSI. That was the thing that bugged me, because I was just there like, right, so they're not watching me for me. They're not subscribing because of me or my personality or the stickman. They're subscribing because it has KSI's name in the title. And KSI does have loyal subscribers. Like he has millions and millions. So when like, and I must have got about 100 of them comments saying, oh yeah, I'm subscribing because of KSI. And then, so I'm just there like, right, so you're not going to return to any of my videos, so why the hell are you subscribing? Like, type of thing.
This is why we tell people that subscribers, it's a number. It's like the like button for your whole channel. People hit it just as easily at one point in time, but that doesn't necessarily mean now you get 100 views because you have 100 subscribers on every video. At least get 100 views.
Definitely not the case.
Right. That's not how it works. So let's talk about that a little bit then. You had a whole bunch of people say, I'm subscribing because you make KSI content.
Yep.
And how have you found, what's been your strategy for doubling down? Have you been doubling down?
See, that was the thing, because I was speaking to like a bunch of different YouTubers about like, oh, what should I do? And people were saying, oh, make content on, make more content on KSI. But now I was there like, I'm just going to be known as that guy who makes the KSI videos.
Right.
I didn't want, like when I created the channel, I didn't want to be known for that. I wanted to be synonymous for me.
Right.
Like, I wanted people to hear the name Jonk and be there like, oh, the Stickman guy, not, oh, Jonk, oh, the guy who makes the KSI videos. I didn't want that. So that's why over time I started to like kind of chip away off the KSI bandwagon, but then every so often I return to it. Like if you see my past 5 videos, I've made 2 on KSI, and they've both done really well. Like, well, not that one. Like, obviously, the Mr. of KSI related content.
It's important to note that behind the scenes here, podcast listeners, we do have it on the screen. So if you wanted to look at this yourself, definitely just type in JONK into YouTube search. You'll find Jonk's channel, and you can take a look at all the different videos, because you have a pattern here of like, here's another KSI related video, and the one I'm looking at has 59,000 views from a week ago. And then when you get back to some of this other content you make about Jonk and maybe some other creators and things like that, you're getting, now here's the thing to note though, you're getting 3,000, 4,000 views on those videos, whereas before you said you got 200 views.
So it's like 10x, 20x your regular content.
Like, it take me 20 videos to get that amount of views on my about page. And it does feel good, but then when you compare it to the amount of subscribers I have, then it kind of puts you down a little bit.
Right. And that is, again, that narrative that I think we as YouTubers in the education space want to try and make sure people understand that subscribers, while a good metrics to kind of understand the history of a channel, certainly not the pulse of the channel today. And we have in the past talked about better metrics to look at. But of course, when you look at a channel on the surface, that's the first thing you look at. You always look at a channel subscriber count to see the size of it based on the entire history of that channel. So you're currently sitting at the time of recording this at 33,500-ish subscribers. And you said just earlier this month at 400.
And my views, actually, I think it was on about 14,000 at beginning of last month. So
and now you have 1.5 million.
Yes, exactly.
Total channel views. So huge growth. And I think that the reason we wanted to talk to you today is because we have so many people in our orbit who are looking for this opportunity, right? They want to make something that blows up their channel and gets them into the stratosphere. That one video, if I could just have that one shot to blow up, I know people would love me for me and who I am. And lo and behold, here's someone in our immediate orbit who this happened to, and the things you've already described about how it kind of scared you that KSI fans are, okay, well, I'm here for not you, but KSI stuff. And all of that. Even though you saw those comments, and even though, yes, it's true, KSI videos do better, you still managed to get your baseline viewership. You know, to I would say watch you for you. If you're getting 4,000 views on a video that has nothing to do with KSI, you've fostered a larger audience.
100%. Like, because you do have people who are there like, oh, I love this stickman, I love the art style, I love Jonk and stuff like that, and that is there, like, right, so they do like my content for me, right? But then when I do revisit the KSI stuff, you have like toxic people saying, oh, you only get, your channel's dead without KSI, you only get views without KSI, and I'm just there like, well, yeah, that's true. And I even I wanted other people's opinions on it, so I was just there like, all right, what does everyone else think? Like, is my channel dead? And then everyone was just there like, not really. Like, because I've actually been speaking to BlockFacts on Twitter like quite a lot over the past like few weeks, and like he's even reassured me that like obviously my channel is not dead, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Because it's still got viewers. Like, a channel truly only dies when no one, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly. It would define dead channel. It's really your perspective of it. If you think 4,000 views on a video because it wasn't about KSI as a dead channel, then of course that's what you're just going to take away. Like, oh, 4,000 views is relatively speaking nothing. But that's not really what we're looking at. And I think because of the history you've had on YouTube, it's easier for you to kind of reconcile that to say, hey, look at this. Before just a month ago, I was getting 200 views. So, I mean, was it dead then? And you probably didn't feel that way. Correct me if I'm wrong. You didn't feel like it was a dead channel back then.
No, I was absolutely chuffed. Like, because I can remember one of my videos got like 1,200 views in the first like 4 weeks, and I was just like, yo, this video is doing great. But now, if I got 1,200 views now, like the mentality is changed with this current. idea. So if I like with this with my most current video, like obviously the story of my brother or whatnot, like when that got like 1,000, because when 1,000 views in the first 2 days, I was just there like, ugh. But then if I got 1,000 views in the past 2 days a month ago, I'd be there like, yo, this video is blowing up. So I feel like the sub count does change your mentality quite a lot. It really does. But I wish it didn't. I really wish it didn't. Like, because like if that sub count still said 400 and I got 2,700 views on a video, I'd be there like, oh, this video did great. You know what I mean? And people enjoyed it.
Right.
I think a couple of things that this does really bring to the surface for creators is just how important a thumbnail and a title is.
Yes.
Beyond the content, because let's be honest, right now, John, you've got a really tricky situation with your audience, and if they don't see KSI on the thumbnail of a title, we're just not clicking on it, they don't care. Whereas, maybe 10 to 20% of people who watch that first KSI content just really enjoyed your content, and now they are clicking on Jonk's content, irrespective of if it's about your brother or if it's about Mr. Beast, and so on and so forth. And then the other thing I'm assuming behind the scenes right now is your return viewers metric is all over the place, in that for some videos it's spiking like a Himalayan mountain, and then in others you barely move the needle. And it's just about setting expectations. I understand that I'm not going to be able to get tens of thousands of views with every video that I make going forward if they aren't about KSI. And anybody who's saying that your channel is dead without KSI, 99% of those people have never gone through the YouTube journey themselves and created content and understood the struggle and the strife and the journey that people have got to go through. So I would never worry too much about that. I always feel as if those are comments of envy that, this person's had any success. But it's, you're now in this kind of, we often talk about when a football manager has a headache of they've got too many players to pick from. You've now almost got the headache of, I've suddenly got this huge audience. I've got 20 times as many people coming into my content channel as before. What direction do I take them in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Because I was pondering, because I was just there like, do I make content related around KSI and the Sidemen, who's obviously like KSI's, kind of like group in a sense. Like how you have like clans and like houses on like TikTok and whatnot, like the Hype House or whatnot.
Are you talking about like YouTuber houses? Like
yeah. Like I was just there like, oh, do I make videos on them? And then because it's always going to have KSI in it because he's obviously a part of the group. But then over time, I was kind of just there like, I lost motivation for it because I wasn't doing my usual creative, original stuff.
Right.
So that's what made me kind of go, ugh. And then that's why I kind of just started doing what I wanted, but then sort of dropping the views. So then I was just there like, oh right, I've got to go back to KSI, get the views back, and then and that was the way it went, and that is exactly what happened.
So let's talk about the future then. You've maybe you haven't thought this far ahead, but as you've kind of learned this about yourself, like I can't just be the Stickman KSI channel. It's not really what I'm passionate about. What has been the plan now for the future of your channel?
Well, as I mentioned previously, like I'd obviously been speaking to BlockFacts, and he kind of gave me some advice on like what to do, because I was going to start making like videos on what do you call it, like just YouTubers, like single YouTubers, and he kind of said, like you got to think about it this way: if you make a video on say I made a video on vidIQ, right? I am limited to 900,000 views, in a sense.
Why is that?
Because that's how many people like are subscribed to vidIQ. You know what I mean? Like are dedicated fans of vidIQ, in a sense.
Based on our subscriber count.
Yeah. In a sense,
that's debatable. 900,000 views is a bit ambitious.
All right. 24,000.
Yeah, that's about right.
There you go.
That's about right.
Right. But honestly, like, and then he said, if you make videos on like widely renowned topics, like stuff that is trending, maybe like topics that have infinite range, like in a sense, like because like BlockFacts makes videos on Minecraft, right?
Right.
And obviously, no matter which like side of Minecraft he branches to, there's going to be viewers, right?
Well, what you're referring to is what I call the YouTube ceiling. Every niche has a ceiling. So Minecraft is a very high ceiling because to this day people are still discovering it for the first time and purchasing it.
Yeah, exactly. And like, so that was what I was planning on doing, but obviously surround it about topics that I'm interested in. So widely renowned topics like music, for example, like which I'm actually in the middle of making a video on right now. But obviously try and branch out into all areas of music or all areas of food or all areas of gaming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the way I'm going to do some experimenting with different content over the next few weeks, just to see like whether they do pick up views or whether they just get the same traction as my regular story time content.
Right.
So that's the way I'm planning on going with it.
There could be moments where you decide to review something else that another creator's put together, and you have similar success, where the video gets almost 1 million views in a short amount of time, and then you end up adopting another 4,000 people, for example, that are just fans of you, and this could be a strategy for you going forward. But it becomes, every video becomes kind of a bet. Then, if you want to put it like that, you made a bet on KSI.
Whether the video does well or whether the video just doesn't. You know what I mean? So like, because it's kind of like with vidIQ, like you have like your regulars and you have like your loyal fans who come back for every single video because they like the topic at hand and they like the personality of whoever's making the video, either Rob or Dan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, that's actually a good way of thinking about it. So like, if a video pops off of mine, then I'm going to get a small amount of them viewers who are like returning fans. And by that logic, you mean like if I somehow reach 1 million subscribers, then there may be like 50,000 loyal subscribers that come back for every single video, right?
Ideally that number would be as high as possible, where people are getting to know you for you and your animation style. In a way, there's a couple of ways to look at this. I mean, in a way, you are the niche because no one's making videos like you are. No one has your voice and your style of animation, and like you become the niche. And that's what everyone's dream is. I think that's why people have such a hard time niching down, because they're like, but I want to do all the things.
Because people take inspiration from other people, but then when they've made their video, it literally just looks like they've done a copy and paste, right?
Exactly. And I think one of the hardest parts of YouTube is finding your voice, figuring out, how, yes, of course, we all want people to come back for us, no matter whatever it is we're doing on our channels or our live streams, but that it's not realistic. You got to start somewhere. You have to kind of build that up over time. Yeah,
exactly. Like, because everyone has like their own style of editing, but when they've took too much inspiration from other creators, they've just, exactly. They just seem to have just recreated a channel, but obviously with less subs.
Right. It used to be that in the gaming space, you could do a Minecraft Let's Play, and that was original because not a lot of people were doing it. But as time has gone on, now you can get a Minecraft Let's Play anywhere. So what's the next phase of that? And then when you talk about heavily edited, fun Let's Plays with all kinds of explosions and sound effects and things like that, that becomes the style. And now everybody's adopted that style. And then that's slowly over time going to become, well, I can get this anywhere. This is the bare minimum, and so the ante is always being upped.
Yeah, like take Minecraft for example. Like there's been like a really popular series that people have started doing, which is like, you've probably seen it done, which is like surviving 100 days in Minecraft hardcore and then surviving 200 days. And like I think the first person I've seen doing that was SB737, and then from that I've seen Mr. Beast do it once, and then I've seen all these other Minecraft YouTubers just doing the exact same thing, and it's the same video in a sense, but just with a different voice.
Yeah. So it it takes time. I think that's the moral of that story. There's no like, I don't know what you think about all that, Rob, but I don't think that's something we can just say, oh, just do this. This is the answer to that problem.
Well, going back to the beginning of this conversation, Jonk put in 5 years of research and ideas and thoughts before it took, what, 2 hours to transform it all. That experience of having ideas coming to his head, realizing that tying in a popular creator into a unique way of presenting that content on YouTube was going to result in a video with 800,000 views. I've spoken about this before, where you don't realize it sometimes, but you're paying a lot into the YouTube bank, but you're just never quite sure when it's going to pay out. And sometimes when it does pay out, it pays out in I guess a viral way. But it's really important to know how you're going to spend that payout, how you're going to reinvest it into your channel. I think, Jonk, by the fact that you've already created 10 plus videos since that viral moment to both capitalize on it and figure out where you're going to go with the direction of your channel, it is very commendable. I do want to ask, if you don't mind answering this question, have you been able to monetize your channel?
Yes.
So and I don't want to go into the details of what you're earning, but is that, I guess, law of money, ad revenue, is that almost influencing where you might go? Like, how long am I going to be able to, for not want of a better word, milk or cash in on the fact that I'm associated with KSA? It sounds like you're not monetarily motivated. You're very much interested in creating a community on the channel, irrespective of whether you earn any money from it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I made this channel not expecting to make money from it. So, like, when I started to make money from it, like, it didn't particularly bother me. Like, oh, it's nice. Oh, I've got money on the side. But it was still always just to get myself out there and just make content for people. Like, the money never actually bothered me. Like, I didn't start the channel thinking, you know what, I want to make money from this.
And then I guess a follow-up question, and then I actually want to go into a bit more of a deeper conversation about the animation in general.
Ooh, yes.
Has anybody contacted you, like whether it be brands or sponsorships or MCNs? Yeah, I'm curious to know if you've already hit their radar.
Well, to be honest, I'm a bit slow at checking emails. So if they have, I haven't seen it, because I'm not the type of person to always have his emails up on a tab. So if they have emailed me, I've not seen it.
Fair enough.
All right. Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the animation style and maybe any techniques, because I know Tana Animation is, for example, a channel who's watching a live stream right now, even though this is a podcast. So a couple of questions I want to ask is, first of all, just what animation program do you use, if any?
Oh, I don't use animation programs.
Right, so how do you put them together?
Do you know the thumbnail creator, Pixar?
Right.
I use that to draw my frames.
Okay, so you're drawing, sounds like a very old style traditional way of doing this, frame by frame.
It's literally it's frame by frame, but every single time I do a frame, I have to have a completely blank page and I can't see the frame before. So yeah, exactly. So like every single time, like if you go to one of my videos on the main, like the old Jonk channel, a video called Dream Don't Get Hit by a Train, the running animation, I had to remember where the character was beforehand and had to draw him out in the same like peripherals in order for it to look like he's actually running. So that was a really difficult thing to do, but
you've gotten better at that, basically.
Yeah. Go on, Rob.
This sounds like this sounds like a really inefficient, insane way of animating. Do you intend to try and almost relearn animation in the future, or are you just happy with the way you're doing this? For example, like I've been using Camtasia for years and years and years, and people keep telling me to try Adobe Premiere or something, the next level, but I'm just really comfortable where I am. So I'm curious as to your creative process.
Wait, say that again, Rob. Sorry, I zoned out then.
So the question was like, it sounds like a really weird way of animating. Do you think at some point you'll reach a ceiling where you think, oh, I want to do this, but I can't really do it because of the way I'm doing it right now. Yeah. I need to relearn how to do this or to make it more efficient.
Like the way I'm animating at the moment, like I don't think I could change, because the way I draw my stickmen is something that I feel like I'm only able to do in that thumbnail creator, because my face, like the faces I make, can only be made as a perfect circle with a specific type of font. So like the faces you see on like my junk channel it's not an actual drawing of a circle. I've just got the letter O and made it bigger. That is how you make a junk stickman. You get the letter O, and I use a font called Bunya. Yeah. And what I do is I stretch out the O, like just make it bigger in a sense, because it's already a perfect circle. So, and then I turn the stroke up a little bit, and then I copy it, put the smaller white circle inside, and then fill it in. And then the eyes, you can see they're perfect circles as well. How do you think they're made? I use the letter O.
So the huge controversy here, everybody, is that Jonk stickmen are actually made out of letters.
Yeah.
You've all just been trolled.
Do you own that font?
I don't own that font, no.
Don't ask that question, Dan. Let's move on.
It's copyright.
The other question I wanted to ask is... I'm always interested to know how animators do this, but you may have a completely different answer since you don't animate in a traditional way. Like when somebody's talking and you do the mouth movements, like do you have to perfectly align the voice to the way you're speaking, or is it just mouth open, mouth closed, mouth open? Move arms about.
If you look at my like videos and pause 3 frames of when he's talking, and you put the first and third frame together, it's the exact same frame. I draw the stickman, do a mouth open, and then a mouth closed, and then merge the frames together with like a like 1 millisecond in between them. Yeah, and then that's how it goes: open, close, open, close, open, close. That is literally how it's made.
Oh my goodness. We need to do like a GoFundMe for like an Adobe Suite for Jonk.
Well, somebody's put that in the comments. Let's buy him Adobe Suite.
But here's the thing: I can't use that. I do it all on my phone.
What?
Oh, okay. This is even more mind blowing now.
Well, we're going even deeper down the rabbit hole here. So let's just get this. Let's just get it straight. Because we talk about the traditional animator who spends 6 months putting together a 2-minute animation on a $10,000 power iMac or whatever, and here you are using a what phone?
It's a Huawei P30, so like a phone that's like 2 years old.
So a relatively old smartphone, and you're able to create animation using thumbnails basically
Pixel
in around about 20 minutes, 40 minutes.
Yep, all free applications. So it just goes to show that you don't need to have expensive software in order to make a video that people somewhat enjoy. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Here's what you need to do, John, right? You need to do a Skillshare, Udemy, or whatever course on how you do this. Because you could sell the dream to millions of like-minded creators who really struggle with this animation style.
How to animate with only a smartphone.
How to animate in 20 minutes using only a smartphone.
Here's another
and
thing
fonts
as well.
and thumbnails.
You know, a lot of animators use a pen, like a stylus.
Yeah.
I use my finger.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I guess, but still on that tiny screen. I think you need to invest in a giant tablet like the size of an iPad Pro, and the Adobe products that are you can get for it. Because I think once you learn how to do that stuff, I think you can pump these videos even faster.
I don't know if I think people start saying that Jonk's sold out. This is too well done now. This is too professional. It looks too good. I've still got more questions. I'm really fascinated by this. So. What's would you say subtle changes or improvements have you made to your animation? The thing I noticed is that you've changed the eyeballs have gone like big black. start pupils, and I think you're improving like expression and you know, motion to really bring out I guess emotion in your stickmen. You know, how's that journey been?
It's honestly been really fun. Like, it was a fun experiment because like, if you look at my old stickmen, like, they never used to have eyebrows. The eyes were really small. The faces were kind of just like meh. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't look whether they were excited or just bored. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was either like they were just like sort of smiling, really smiling, but it didn't really correspond to the video at hand. So I've tried to improve on that. Like, and obviously, like, the way my face expressions work is that, like, obviously I either do like open mouth happy face or open mouth upside down, right? Which obviously then creates the annoyed, and then eyebrows, like, you either have like the squiggle ones, which is obviously like really confused, or you have like the regular ones, like what you see in my profile picture right now, which is kind of just like, oh, like surprised. And then if I want even more surprised, then raise them up a little bit. And then if I want angry, just do a V. just get the letter V and just slot it in.
So have you looked at any I don't know, books or other YouTube videos about how to animate different emotions or whatever, or is this just all self-taught?
This is completely self-taught. Yeah, I've never looked up on YouTube like how do you animate or how to animate. I've never really looked up anything like that, because I feel like once, if I started to look up how to animate, then my animations are going to look like the tutorials, because that's what they've taught me how to animate. So it's just going to look like that video, but obviously talking about what I want to talk about.
And then the final question, Dan, I'll pass it over to you again.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you've become almost legendary for now, famed for, is when I just casually say, "Oh, John will turn this into an animation."
Yeah.
And this is so you're watching one of our live streams.
Yep.
And you know, through your innate ability, you know, a gift to say, "I'm going to make a video out of this." You'll take whether it's Savage or me saying something, you will turn that into something of value for our community. And this is something that I've talked about when maybe you're trying to promote yourself as a creator, in that one of the things that you might want to do is, and I know this sounds insane, but make free stuff
for other creators,
for well-established creators.
Yeah.
And I guess you kind of did that. You didn't necessarily make something for free for KSA, but you're making a relatable content to their audience.
Yeah.
And then it was picked up by YouTube. So I guess what inspired you to do that the first time, and how on earth are you able to do this in such a short amount of time to create something?
Right. Okay. So the way I kind of think about it is because when the live stream starts, I first look at who's there, like it's Dan, Jeff, Travis, like Rob. I look at who's on the panel like that day, and I'm just there like, right. And then I start to think about what type of story I could do if you do memes of the week. Like, I've made projects, like entire projects, but you haven't even but it's been on the weeks where you've said, "Oh yeah, we're not doing memes of the week this week." So I'm just saying, like, right, okay, I'll delete it then.
I'm just imagining having mental anguish where he's like, "Yeah, come on, we're gonna do memes of the week," and I just, we can't get it in this week, and you're just a mess on the floor, thinking, "Oh."
No, I just my hand just slowly starts to hover over the delete button. So I'm just there like, project gone.
Well, we can definitely ask you so many more questions. But we do need to wrap up. For everybody out there, just let everybody know where they can find you and follow along on your journey.
Yeah, you just type in Jonk and then just look for the stickman with the eyes and the zigzag background, and that's about it.
And this is the channel you're sticking with now. You're not going to reinvent yourself yet again, right? This is Jonk for life.
I'm moving to Fortnite in a few weeks, so.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jonk.
All right, thanks. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, we're going to jump into Q&A now. I want to thank everyone for being here.
Wait, am I staying or am I going?
Yeah,
we want you to stay.
Absolutely.
Right,
absolutely. we need to see. I've been seeing in the chat that you have an arch nemesis, evil brother called Jenk, and now I think he's gone. Whoever that was, but Jenk was in the house.
Am I able to tell you how I came across that?
Sure.
because like it wasn't. I didn't plan it at all. Like the video on my brother, yeah, that was on him, right? So he must have just watched one of my videos and then just thought, you know what, I like, because I make like a type of story, like a junk lore storyline type of thing,
right?
So I'm kind of, oh, here he is. He's in the chat now. But yeah, and he kind of just made it a video called Dear Junk. Do you know, because I started doing a lot of Dear videos. Like I was there, like Dear KSI, Dear Mr. Beast, and I got a comment off a guy that went, "Oh, next video," and it was like Junk comments on his own video, and it's like Dear Junk, right? So that happened, and then I was just there, like, you know what? I want to see if anyone's actually made that video, and I went onto it, and this guy had made like a secondary storyline that I didn't even know about. And then I was just there, like, you know, and then he said, "You've got a week to respond," as like a joke, because he didn't think I was actually going to see the video. And then I saw it, so I was there, like, you know what? Let's do this. So that's why I made that video.
That's funny. So that'll be a fun saga to watch play out.
Yes, 100%.
So before we get into Q&A, I just want let everybody know we're going to be answering questions for maybe just under an hour. If you have questions specifically for Jonk, that would be awesome. If you want to ask him about just YouTube strategy, things like that, we'll probably take some other questions as well. You do have time, Jonk, right? I don't remember if we talked about this off camera, but are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine, yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. So yeah, before we get into it, let's quickly remind everybody you can download all of our tools for free. There's a link down below if you're a new customer. You can get 30 days of all of our tools absolutely free. They help you get better insights into your YouTube channel as you are growing and continuing on your journey. So check it out, vidIQ. Let's go ahead and I guess start looking for some questions here in the chat.
As usual, I have set slow mode to 60 seconds. It just helps us pick out questions, reduces the chat volume a little bit, which was going to really help us. And then if we could pick a question, and then I just need to disappear for a second once we've got the question.
After you get back, I'm going to disappear for a second. So I think we'll just do this rotation here.
Okay.
Should
we just leave Jonk in charge when we disappear?
Well, why not?
I think we should babysit. Someone should definitely be here with him.
I think we should. What I think we should do is at 11:30, we should all give Jonk an idea and then watch him actually turn it into an animation.
A live. Wait, it's like a live animation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You'll hear me shouting down the mic because I record my audio on my phone.
Oh my gosh, I just can't believe that. Let's see. I'm just looking for some questions here.
Jonk IQ. Love that.
Oh yeah. So let's do this one.
All right,
and then I'll be back in a second.
Ooh, okay.
So you were actually trending #1 on YouTube, is that right? I saw the tweet, but
I think it was worldwide or in UK. I'm not sure how the trending tab works. Is it worldwide or is it just in the UK?
I don't know. I'll never look at it. I'm just not interested in the trending section. But well done.
You missed my video.
Yeah, tell us about the story, and I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. So I didn't even realize that I got it until I got a comment on one of my videos saying, "Oh yeah, congrats on getting #1 trending." I was there like, this guy, funny guy, and then he was just there like, "No, you've actually got #1 trending." I was there like, "You're joking," and then he was just there like, "Nope." And then I went onto it and I saw I was #1 trending. I was there like, "Oh my god!" Like, because it shocked me because I was trending above a Sidemen's video. I was just there like,
"Oh man!"
So I was just there like, right. So this channel that's got like 10 million subs, I'm trending above them. And then but the thing is though, the thing that was annoying to me is that I had to go to work that morning. So I was at work and I was just there like, is nobody going to say, "Oh wait, are you the guy?" And I was just there because I'm just there like, right, I'm just scanning mushrooms or whatever it is. And then I'm just there like, I have a #1 trending video at home, but nobody knows me. So I was just there like, right. Because I was going to hand in my notice to work that day, but then my mum was there like,
wow.
Yeah, you're having a job for the next few years. You're not quitting. I was just there like, okay.
So you're thinking of bringing this full time then? I
was hoping, but obviously I'm not entirely sure how to set up like I've set up AdSense, but I'm not entirely sure how to receive the payments yet because you got to add all like tax information and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I know vidIQ isn't exactly, it's not monetized, is it? vidIQ isn't.
We're technically monetized.
The channel is monetized, but we don't
put on ads.
monetize any of our content.
Yeah.
I mean, we do get a bit here and there, but nothing of any consequence.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure like how to get like, because there was this like thing that I needed to fill in order for it to be complete, but I don't have it. It's called like a foreign TIN or something like that. Otherwise, I have to give 30% of what I make to YouTube in the US. So I'm just there like, right, okay. So I've got to sort that out, and then I can obviously receive money from it.
Yeah, we one of the things we talk about on Wednesdays, so every month we talk to Emily Baker, who is a lawyer, and she gives a lot of really good advice on, you know, turning your channel account into a business and like the legal steps for that. And a lot of that advice boils down to starting an LLC, you know, making sure that you have that money kind of treated separately from any other income you make. And there's a lot to learn about it, but if you were to go full time, these are some of the things you would kind of be thinking about, you know. And there's probably no rush, but it's good to kind of have these things in your mind.
Yeah. Wait, I'm able to answer the next question.
Yeah. So, any tips for small creators, or any tips for 1 month ago, John?
Well, like tips for small creators. I mean, like if I was talking to me from a month ago, I wouldn't say, oh yeah, leech off another channel or like leech off somebody else's idea. Just make what you enjoy to make, because I enjoyed making every single one of my videos, and then obviously it got to that one where it blew up and I enjoyed making that video. It wasn't a thought of, oh yeah, I'll make this video even if I don't like it, even if I didn't like making it, I'll make this video and it'll blow up. So that's kind of the mindset. I might carry on making the ideas that you want to make.
Yeah. You know, what's interesting about this question is, I think, I'm not saying that Tech Unravel is necessarily trying to get this out of you or anything, but I think when people think about questions like this, when they talk to someone like you who's kind of, you know, reached this new level on YouTube, they kind of feel like you very, very recently learned the secret sauce. Can you please share it? And when
I don't even know how it happened. I'm not
right. Exactly. Like that's the thing. Like it's what we've been saying all along. Do make what you want to make. Make something awesome. Make something that people will like, but that is also something you're passionate about. That really is you know, it's YouTube.
Like that's the thing. There's like you've probably said, Rob, in the past. Like there's no secret formula in order to get success. It's almost as if it's like a luck of the draw. Like because if there was a secret formula to like get really successful and really famous, everyone would be
right.
You know what I mean? Like
it wouldn't stay secret.
Yeah, it like, and then like when you blow up, it wouldn't feel special because you're there like, oh, Jim over the road, he's blew up on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just make what you want to make what you enjoy. Like Tech Unravel, if you're making tech videos that you enjoy, make more of them, and then hopefully your time will come where you can blow up.
So this is kind of an interesting one. Since I made a video of Jonk in Minecraft,
I remember this guy.
If Jonk's channel will continue to grow, will my video grow also?
Ooh, oh, okay, right. Like if I get to that point where any content that is made about me gets views, then 100%. But like, I can't see myself. Like this is the thing. Like when people. Because I've had like my mates come up to me and they're like, "Oh, John, you're famous now." And I'm just there like, "But am I though?" Because if I go around saying, "Oh yeah, I'm famous, I have 30,000 subs," and then my channel just goes into the abyss of like YouTube popularity, then everyone's gonna be there like, "Say that again. What'd you say? You're famous, yeah?" And then like, you know what I mean? And then everyone's gonna be there like, "Oh yeah, okay, he's not famous. He was waffling," but you know what I mean? Like. Yeah.
As you or any other creator gets more popular, then there are more and more fans of you who are going to make content about. So it's you know, as well as there being KSI, the brand, there is also a market and a niche for KSI reaction content, of which
100%.
you dabbled in. So it doesn't necessarily mean Fusion Wings that your channel is going to grow if you make content about Jonk, because there may be better content about Jonk or any other creator that people talk about in the future.
Like, because I can remember I was talking to a guy on Discord, and he was there like, how do I make something like what you made for vidIQ? Like, how can I use your idea and then like make it appeal to? And I was just there like, right, I'm not entirely sure how, because he'd never done animation before. So I was just there like, all right. And then I kind of said to him, I was there like, what if you make a really badly animated Jonk video, like, but with the animation dedicated towards vidIQ? Like, what if you made like a parody of the Savage Audit that I made? You know what I mean? And that was my kind of idea, but I'm not entirely sure where he went with that in the end.
So there's this question, which we could probably speak to that point too. Was Jonk trendjacking when he made all the vids on or Honk on KIS? I'm forgiving the spelling mistakes, but yes, was Honk trendjacking when he made all the videos on KSI? I would say in a way, yeah. Maybe if you didn't realize it, that's irrelevant. You jumped on a trend, on a creator who was having a trending moment, and that is what trendjacking is. And so what I wanted to say real quick was to the point of you telling somebody else, like, well, what if you kind of did a similar thing with making stuff for vidIQ? You could do that with anyone. I mean, your first video could have been because you're a KSI fan. It could have been your excitement about this show, and it could have had the same success without you even knowing who we are. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily I'll make this thing for this specific creator because that's what this other creator did and it'll work. It's when we say make something for free or make something for someone else, what we're saying is go out into the world, into the trending topics and creators. And if you can do something where you can attach it to them or what they're doing, that can be a strategy to kind of get a video some extra views.
Yeah.
But I also want to add that Jonk, through the channels that he's made and the 50 to 100 stickman animation he'd already done, he already had a style, a format, a voice that he could attach that trend jacking to create a perfect combination of content where somebody it's not easily accessible to anyone else in that sense. And I think that kind of leads on to the next interesting question, which comes from this person.
You take that. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so Kyle CG asks, my channel is very much influenced by block facts. On my channel, I do cod facts with an animated character. But am I ripping off block facts a bit too much? And thoughts on my animation? We can't see the animation right now, but I would say that you can't, I guess, copyright, trademark an idea per se, in that you're going to create almost like Wikipedia style information on a game, which I think is what BlockFacts does. You're just taking that concept and applying it to something that BlockFacts isn't interested in. So by all means, absolutely go after it. But it's a question of execution. Are you able to execute that idea in a way that's as good as BlockFacts? And that's what you're going to be judged on in that sense. I mean, I can bring up this channel if I can very quickly.
Yeah, I've got it up now, Rob.
All right, let me just give me a moment here.
Hey, Rob, I'm just watching some of his because he does it in the same short format, and he obviously starts off every single video like somewhat like what BlockFacts did. How BlockFacts kind of like runs onto the screen. Is there like his content, but but this guy says cod facts you probably didn't know, and then goes into it type of thing.
So I'll just have one running here. I'll have it muted, but I mean it's probably going to lose a bit of context here. All right, so there's a bit of pace, but I think without sound, as a short, I feel as if it could be even pacier and quicker.
See, that's the thing with BlockFacts, isn't it? Like, he's always got a character moving or changing scenery. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, again, I can't hear the audio, but visually, I'm getting a little bit bored. because we've just got this character in the bottom right-hand corner all of the time. But having said that, we're not doing channel audits. The fact that you've got a couple of videos here that have got thousands of views, hundreds of views, that's very encouraging. So I would encourage you to continue experimenting with this. And the fact that you've been doing this for 3 weeks,
is anyone on YouTube for 3 weeks?
Well, I think he's been doing this Call of Duty Shorts idea for the last 3 weeks. So I think there's some very encouraging signs there. You've just got to continue to execute and see if you continue to get it right. Sorry there, by this question, I've cut you off, Jonk, at the bottom there. I do apologise.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. I've just done a face reveal as well. Oh, you missed it.
Oh, that's a shame.
All right, we looking for more?
Yeah, sure. See if we can find another one.
Let's see. When you were trend jacking, did you have a game plan for in case you hit a trend? Waiting for better content, bigger audience, similar to Dream.
I'm going to answer that and say no, because you're never sure when a video is going to take off. You don't plan for success on every single video and how is this going to completely reshape my channel? But what I will assume is that through the advice that we've suggested and other YouTube educators have suggested, there was probably a light bulb moment that went off in your head, John, and said, "Oh, this has done really well." And as what's that phrase that Sean used yesterday? There are
success leaves clues.
Are in the clue. Success leaves clues. Make part 2, and that's essentially what you did.
Yeah, and then that got 400 and something thousand.
Yeah.
As I described it earlier, it's kind of like making bets. When you're trend jacking, and like Jonk was super early to something that was kind of happening. He was making it in real time as it was happening, and really probably didn't know how big it was going to be after the fact, right? So it's sometimes you don't realize it. You just you hope, you make a bet on it. Like, I'm going to make a video around this. And a lot of times, I need a video anyway, and this is going to be fun to make. That's the perfect situation to be in.
Let's move on to an uncomfortable question. And this is always asked the Faceless channel. Are you going to do a face reveal? And when would it be?
Oh, see, this is the thing. This is the thing I was talking to Travis about the other day. And he was just there like, I don't think you should do a face reveal. Main reason being is, like, once you see my real face, it loses the character of the stickman. I feel like that's the thing that like animation channels do wrong. Like Alex, obviously I love all animation channels, but when they do a face reveal, the character loses its identity because you know who's behind it now. Yeah. So, like, if I was going to do a face reveal, I'd kind of make it seem like the person behind the camera is the stickman. I don't know how I'd do it, but I'd figure out a way to make the stickman animation look like just a real thing, right? So, like, I was planning on doing like an animation where it's kind of like a vlog style, because like where he's holding the camera, but obviously it's in the first person, so like he can see out, and obviously the camera, when it sees him, he's moving with the camera when he's like flipping it around. And I was planning on doing something like that, but that is going to take me ages to do because of like the limited resources I have. So a face reveal would I don't know. It's a difficult question, though.
I would say for me, because I've been asked this on my personal channel, and I've said basically, if I ever do, I'm not making a big deal of it. One day, my camera's just gonna be on, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, okay." But to be totally honest, no. Like, I like the idea of, like, imagine being Dream, right? No one knows what this guy looks like, and now he gets to live his life. He gets to go out into the world, and not get recognized and just live his life, which is awesome. But not only that, there is always going to be that character, like you said, that character can't die because that is Dream. Like the face on the Minecraft skin, like that's him. That's all you need to know. And this fascination with face reveals in the YouTube community is kind of funny to me, because I think it's a superpower. I think if you can make a channel successful without showing your face, it just means you've made a channel about like a character, and you get even further separation from it, which as a creator, some people anyway, this can be a huge benefit to them. I know it has been for me.
See, that's the thing that I want to bring up with the whole TikTok scene. I know this is YouTube, and obviously TikTok doesn't particularly matter in this space, but obviously you see enough YouTube Shorts, which is just stole TikTok, so why not?
Yeah.
But
not for long. Not for the announcement yesterday.
Oh, you're gonna make a video on that?
Oh, it's already done. It's already done, Junk. If we weren't having this live stream right now, if we weren't having this live stream right now, I would have posted it. But I need to schedule things out, so that's coming out tomorrow.
Fair enough. But yeah, like you got people on TikTok who are famous because of how they look. Mm-hmm. Like if you've got like strong muscles or I don't know, whatever people like, or like you look pretty, like you're gonna get followers. Like, no matter what your talent is, like you could dance around the camera like an idiot for 5 seconds, but because you look good, everyone's there like, oh, Queen, praise the Queen. You know what I mean? It's not like it's all based on looks and not like personality anymore. In my opinion.
Quick question: have you tried repurposing your content on TikTok or anywhere else?
I tried it; it flopped.
All right then. We'll move on.
You're always trying stuff, though. This is it's like speaks to the kind of creator you are. You're always trying stuff.
Yeah.
Senna best clips. Do you have any tools to grow on YouTube? Yes. Welcome to vidIQ.
You've made it to the promised land.
Check the video description. We have a multitude of tools that are going to help you. Now, the next question.
Wait. Keep in mind,
all right. Okay, we're going back.
The word tool is very important there because downloading vidIQ is not going to suddenly be the thing that gets your videos views because you downloaded a software. We give you the tools to help you understand your channel on a deeper level. That is vidIQ. So when you ask for tools to grow, I just want to make it very clear because sometimes there are people who think I'm just going to install this on my channel, authenticate, and I'm good. I've just doubled my views. That's not how it works. That's
a fair point. Matthew Falkenberg asks, how do you handle demotivation?
There's a question we didn't get to in the podcast where I wanted to ask Jonk about quitting because you were thinking of quitting at one time.
Oh, okay then. So let's go. That's my rewind button, Dan. So are we gonna? If you want to timestamp,
we got too much. I got to cut it already.
Timestamp this, Dan. Oh, I was gonna say if you want to timestamp it and then ask it in your very measured podcast voice, and John can answer it, and then we can maybe plunk that in.
I'll take the time down, but we have so much. I'm already having to cut stuff out, unfortunately. Jonk, you were thinking of quitting YouTube. What? Don't laugh. I can't do it. Laugh.
You have a podcast voice.
It just switches so much.
You know what? Just talk about it. I'm not taking it. Never mind. They'll have to show up for the after show.
Right. Okay. How did I handle demotivation?
Yeah. You know what? We have clips now. You guys can clip it.
How did I handle demotivation? Right. Well, I was uploading every day for a solid 2 months, like making a video every single day because we were in lockdown and I had the time. But with that came a burnout. That was like I did burn out very badly, and like I was exhausted as well. I barely had any free time, like aside from the YouTube thing. I find that even now, but I'm obviously handling it a lot better because I've obviously been through that prior. But like I woke up in the morning at about 8:30, right? Like every single morning without fail, and I was just there like, right. I laid in bed for an hour drawing. I got up. Ate food, came back to my room. I'd be in my room for about probably 20 hours a day.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Like just thinking of it. Even when I was sleeping, I literally had a dream of me making the next video. It was ridiculous at times. But like I was literally thinking, oh, what can I make tomorrow? Or what am I making today? And then like when I was voicing over, like I was just there like, oh yeah. And then I did the video. And then as soon as I posted that video, I started working on the next video. And then as soon as I finished that video, I started working on the next. And then like over time, I just got too exhausted. And then I was just there like, I cannot do this anymore. You know what I mean? And then that's how came Jonk's funeral and the end of Jonk. But then the thing that brought me motivation back was people's reaction to me saying, I'm quitting. because people were there like, oh no, John, you can't leave. We love your stuff. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, what about the British stickman? What are we gonna have now? And then I was just there like, oh, I can't quit. And I'll tell you something. The day I posted Jonk's funeral, I'll tell you something. Like, I was still on the verge of quitting, even after seeing all this support and stuff. But the one thing that tipped me off to go, you know what, I'll carry on. My mum came in and went, why are you quitting? And then I was just there like, I was just there like, why are you bothered? You don't watch my stuff. And she's there like, yeah, but don't quit. And then she walks out of the room. I was there like, you know what? I won't quit then. And then that was the one thing that stopped me from quitting altogether.
Yes. So the best YouTube advice you've ever got is from your mum. Yeah. So
Mother
if if you are able to ask your mum or any other relative a question, ask for their YouTube advice. Listen to it because
it does mean a lot coming from them. It does mean a lot because sure, it's all right, like random people who you've never met, but when it comes from someone who, like, in a sense, when you're not going to make any money from that, but for her to say, oh yeah, you can just do this, just carry on if you enjoy it, you know what I mean? And then that's what meant a lot. Like, but now look at me, mum, look at me, I'm on a vidIQ podcast. Ooh, got a stickman channel.
Elaborate a bit on the future of stickman video. Is it sustainable? So this is obviously just by the avatar, somebody who's also making stickman videos. Yeah. And they're looking for some inspiration. Tell them the bad news that this is kind of over now.
Wait, what do you mean?
What, you didn't hear?
No.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this. Stickmen they're not a thing anymore.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. We're all quitting. Finn Brown, if you're still watching this, we've quit. Dalmatians, if you're watching this, we've quit now. I'm sorry. Stickman, and now
you had a good run.
Yeah, we've had a good run, guys, but we've got to leave this up to the 3D characters like Odd Ones Out and Swoozy. Oh, wait, no, Swoozy's gone as well. Oh, what a shame. But, Stickman videos. I feel like if you can make it interesting, it will never die out. Like with Minecraft, it had its downtime, but if you can keep it interesting, like in some way or another, then it will never truly disappear. Like, because PewDiePie, Minecraft was on the verge of literally, like, I wouldn't say disappearing, because obviously a lot of people still played it. But when PewDiePie played it again, and then it all of a sudden just sprung back into life, and now look at how many channels have grown from thousands to now millions and millions of subscribers in like
that was 2 years ago as well. I seem to remember when it went on that Minecraft surge, and it's just been resurgent ever since.
One thing that I feel like has helped a lot of creators, even though it's been a tough time for a lot of people, I feel like the lockdowns have helped because people were bored. They're binge watching content for 12 hours a day, like I can remember Tommy Innit, he started making Minecraft content like when the pandemic kind of rolled around, and now he goes to my college. Tommy Innit goes to my college.
Wow.
And he literally he blew up, and now he's on 10 million subscribers. So it's weird to think that before lockdown he might have been the unpopular kid and his family might have been poor, right? But now after this lockdown, he's now a multi-millionaire. Right, and he's got a loyal fan base. Like, my mate stopped him in the street to take a picture. Like, you know what I mean? It's insane how quickly things can actually change.
So, did he finish college?
No, he's still in college. That's the thing that people commend him for, because even though after he's literally been set for life in a sense because of all this thing, he does media at college. So, like, the study of, like, obviously trends and whatnot in the media. So I feel like that is the thing that helps him. Like, that's
interesting, because we were talking to someone else down on the podcast, and we were talking about how maybe education of the media world these days might be stuck in the in the 1990s and the 2000s, and then you've got Tom Innit, who's obviously made it as a media giant, being probably taught by somebody who's I don't know. I don't want to cast dispersions on the teacher, but Tommy
he's a human. He's a human.
He could be in textbooks himself. This time 3 or 4 years. John, I did a poll on the live stream because I was curious to know, like, would people buy a custom Jonk Stickman t-shirt? And the reason I asked that is because I am proud to be, I hope, the first owner of any such Jonk merch. And this is the, let me just move my microphone out of the way a little bit. This is the official vidIQ live streaming crew. I don't know if you can see and name everybody here, but this is something I asked Jonk if I could use this and turn it into a t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And he very graciously accepted. So I'm just wondering, like, almost half the people would actually buy a custom Jonk Stickman t-shirt. I don't know if they actually would if it came to, you know, parting with money, because people will say anything on a poll without actually having to spend any money. But have you thought about merch, or, like, you know, you could start creating custom, you could, like, somebody could send in their picture and then you could create a, you know, custom Stickman, because, you know, it's these little subtle variations. Like with me, you got the little goatee beard. With Dan, you got like a almost like the square hair, and like with Savage, you got the Fug Life glasses.
You got to license that font first, though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But what do you call it? I've thought about it, but like, if somebody wants me to design a material like what you did, Rob, if someone wants me to design them a Stickman, and then them send it off to a company to put it on a t-shirt, I'll do that happily for free. I've really, like I said, like half an hour ago, it was never about the money. I never cared about making money from other, like, because majority of my audience are like age 13, 14. They're not making their own. They're not making their own money. Like, I've got audience like that are like 10, and trust me, if I went up to my mum when I was 10 and said, "Oh, can I buy a Stickman t-shirt?" they'd be there like, "What the hell? No!" Like, you know what I mean? So, like, if somebody wants me to design them a t-shirt, I'd happily do it. But if somebody wanted my custom Stickman, like my Stickman in like the Top Hat Man, or like stuff like or the Jonk character, like, if somebody wanted that, and then I'd slap it on a t-shirt, and then I'd put a price on it, because it is my face on a stick. It's my Stickman design, if you get what I mean. Like, I'm not saying I've copyrighted the entirety of Stickman culture, but like,
you have a style. It's
yeah.
I think the first t-shirt you should do is a Stickman of your mum saying "never quit."
vidIQ motivational t-shirt. It's just Jonk's mum, don't quit.
Like frowning.
Jonk's mum says "don't quit."
I'll tell you something.
And it's a stick woman, like, pointing directly, you know, at you, like the famous Uncle Sam poster. That's the one.
I don't think I could do that, because I can't make a Stickman point forward, because his hand is literally just a black stub. So it just looked like they've got a one arm.
Yeah. So I guess this might be something in the future as well. Given your recent success, you've spoken to BlockFact, so you are starting to have discussions with bigger creators. Has any other animators expressed interest with collaborating with you yet?
Not at the moment. Like, I've said this, like, in previous videos that I've made, that like, there are animation channels that I'd love to have a collab with, and one of them, which is like obviously but quite a small creator, Finn Brown. You've seen him. He's made a Savage Audit like I did. I collabed with him a few days ago, and honestly, one of the nicest guys I've ever spoke to over online. Like, because he's got like a specific style, and his personality on the video is not much different from his personality in real life. It's really, really similar, and that's, I feel like, what makes it work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because because the first time I called him, I was there like, this is like listening to a Finn Brown video in the background. You know what I mean? Because he had the same voice, he had the same quirkiness, everything. It was great. But some of the animation channels that I'd really like to collab with, like, at some point, but obviously, like, a lot of them are really busy working on their own, like, 6-month project and whatnot. But Swoozy, who actually followed me because of one of your tweets, Rob, I'd really like to collab with him. But obviously, the subscriber different, because the thing with collabing with like bigger like channels, like, say if I was on 100k and I was collabing with a channel that was on 7 million, because Swoozy's on about 8 million now, it's almost as if like I'm leeching off of his success of what he's made. So if I was going to do a collab, I'd do it with channels that are similar size. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would personally. I think at a certain point, the view counts are like what I think people should be looking at anyway. I know that is not what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But subscriber size, if you're constantly getting views above your subscriber count and they match the view counts of the person you're collaborating with, there's a pretty mutual trade there in terms of audiences. So
yeah,
there's just pointing that out because I know subscribers comes up a lot, and I don't think that's the only thing that people should be looking at.
Yeah, I get that.
I think we I don't know if we got like a definitive answer to this, so apologies if we're stomping over old ground here.
No.
But let's say, so one of your videos, Jonk, let's say like a 2-minute Jonk animation.
All right.
How long would that
give me
take?
a video. Give me a video from my channel.
Oh,
Pick
right,
random.
yeah, all right. Yeah, I appreciate that because sometimes 10 seconds of content can take ages, even if it is a short video. So if we look at, I'm not going to do the KSI one because I think you would probably trying to react as quickly as possible. Yeah. So something that was maybe a little more considered. Let's do Dear Mr. Beast. It was a week later. You probably you thought about this a little bit because Mr. Beast had commented on the channel. That video is 1 minute 30 seconds. From from planning to publishing, how long?
Oh, this is another story. I make my video ideas up on the spot. I don't think about it before.
Me too. Yeah. Me too.
So the Dear Mr. Beast video, from the moment I clicked like create new picture, or create new thumbnail, as you put it, I think that took me around about 3 hours to draw, edit, voiceover, and think of the idea and upload. So that's basically pretty much every single video. Like this one I'm working on at the moment. I want to try a very a long form content, maybe like eight minutes, of an animation, and that because I've had to do research into like the history of music. It's took me about 3 days to get 2 minutes done. So it depends on the idea. Like if it's one that's coming from my own mind, then it would take me about 3 hours, 4 hours to completely finish. But if it's, I'll tell you some of the storytime videos that I make, they take longer because I've got to actually, they take about 6 or 7 hours because I've got to remember what actually happened. Like what happened to me in real life and stuff that they said. So I'm just there like, right, okay. And then that's what takes me the longest.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it does vary depending on the video idea.
All right. Now, what's the most important thing you had to do to keep the hype going?
Oof, okay. I want to say the storyline aspect because like you've got people like because when you leave people on like a cliffhanger or like suspense, they want to know what happens next. And I tried to do that with the because I can remember Travis was telling me the audit the vidIQ memes of the week thing that I made like a week ago, you didn't particularly understand. Correct?
But it depends on which one you were talking about.
It was the one where it was it was all four of you, like, and you were there, like, I don't think we've ever done one with all four of us. And then the top hat guy was like, "Oh, I wish John was here to see this." Yeah, and then it cut to John in a white background with reverb on his voice, going, and then like he went vidIQ, and then like it kind of like echoed through like the space.
I kind of remember seeing that. I think
I vaguely remember it, but I think because I didn't understand it, that's why I can only vaguely remember it.
Yeah, like the storyline I've tried to make like is corresponding with like the characters in their backstories. So like when I left it on a cliffhanger, like with the whole Dear KSI thing, once people like I've made a playlist on my channel now called like Jonk Lore, and it's every single video that like has a bit of storyline in it. And then on the video I made called Old Jonk, I put like the entire story so far in the description, so like people could catch up with it, because that's what Travis obviously recommended me doing, so that everyone's kind of caught up with it. So I want to say the like the storyline aspect, because a year from now I want to pump out like an entire movie, like the storyline, where it like comes to a conclusion and like recaps every single thing that's happened. Kind of like, it's almost as if it's like a parody of the KSI show, but it's the Jonk show. Right.
That's deep.
So I want to do that, but obviously kind of make it better than the KSI show. But
shots fired.
Yes. But yeah, I like when I first started the channel, I did have a vision of like creating my own like cartoon / storyline, and that's what I'm gonna carry on doing. But obviously, make it like not in the same video, but I'm gonna try and like separate the regular content from the storyline content, and obviously make it clear what is the storyline content.
Gotcha.
There's 2 questions here.
Go for it.
Are you looking at one? I found one I like. I don't know.
I'll go with this one first.
Okay.
I reckon you're going to go for the Jensen Jupiter one. After
yeah.
This one, is that it? Yeah. So I'm kind of going to hijack this question a little bit in that. How do you hop onto a popular trend? I think that's difficult to answer as broadly as that. So I'm going to rephrase this question a little bit and ask you, Jonk.
Yep.
What skills do you think were important to possess to be able to capitalize on the trend? And I'm thinking the fact that you'd already made, 100 animations or whatever, is that you already knew the process. You already knew how to animate everything. You didn't have to learn how to do anything. You could just focus on the story that I wanted to tell. So kind of, anything else in that concept in order to be able to create the video, within an hour of the KSI show being broadcast.
So the thing with the KSI show is that like I try like with every single video I make, depending on like say if it's the same length as the last one, I try and pick up the efficiency but still remain with the quality. So like, do you know, because it's almost like a sleight of hand thing. Do you know when you've practiced something for that long? You know where everything goes. You know what to do. You know, like how much time there needs to be. Like, you know the type of voice that you're going for in the videos. So, like, whenever I make like a video, like every day, I pump out like an animation a day. Like whether it be 1 minute or 2 minutes, I try and just like remain like I said, remain on the quality like from the last video, or even improve the quality. But like keep up the like excitement for the video. I don't know if that makes any sense to you or not, but yeah.
Do we want to? I was waiting for Rob to jump in.
Yeah, I was waiting as well. I was just there like, oh, okay. Is anyone else speaking or not?
So, what are some of your personal tactics for getting better audience retention? How do you improve your storytelling to make each video more interesting than the last? I'm curious to hear what Jonk has to say about this.
Oh, okay.
Let's preface this question. Do you know what your average audience retention is?
Well, I can check that for you right now, actually.
Because generally your videos are in a bracket of 1 minute to 1.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, without you telling me, I'm guessing the answer is probably around 50 to 60%.
I bet it's closer to like 80 or 90.
You reckon it's higher?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got more experience with this, Dan, with your secret channel.
Oh, I know about the secret channel. Oof, do I know about the secret channel? All right, so, okay. Okay, so let's take the Doorman in a Nutshell video that I made with Finn Brown.
So that's 5 days ago, has 4,000 views. I think it's like a standard performer for where you currently are.
Yeah.
1 minute 48.
Oh, it's taking a while to load. Average view duration. How do I find that?
So are you on your mobile phone?
Oh wait, I've got it. Okay. Right. No, I'm on. Okay, so average view duration for that video was 1 minute 11 out of 1 minute 48.
Right.
I'm not entirely sure.
That's about 60 to 70%, I think.
6.9%, yeah, for that video.
Right.
Wait,
Nice.
can I check that for the overall channel or not?
No, not. You can't do it for the entire channel. the closest you'd be able to do is if you go to your channel analytics and go to reach, you've got that funnel, but that tells you the average view duration.
Right.
I mean, given that most of your videos are of a similar-ish length, but they're not all, you know, it might tell you that it's about 1 minute 10, maybe 1 minute 15.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, if you were like BlockFacts would be able to get a lot out of that because all of his shorts at first were 27 seconds, every single one.
Yep.
Honestly, I did try that formula about the 27-second video.
Yeah.
Like when I did my why I hate scam callers and why I hate simplified logos.
Right.
I did try the 27-second, and they did actually. They're still getting views even now.
So the one I'm looking at here would be this, but for vidIQ we're all over the place with video lengths. We do 3-minute videos, 10-minute videos, and 2-hour live streams. So that's not a particularly reliable number.
Oh yeah, when you factor in a 2-hour live stream,
I don't know if live streams are counted in this funnel, but
are they counted after the fact though? Because
probably not. Yeah, okay. I don't know.
But say I've never gone back onto a live stream that's ended and then watched it the entire way through. Never done that.
I've been told that by people in the audience that is something they do, that's why I leave them up on my personal channel, and I'm glad we do it here too because there's a subset of people who watch after the fact, and they can watch it like on 2x speed, which is also a benefit,
especially for people who submit channel audits and they don't watch it live, and then they can watch it in a replay.
Yeah.
Also,
have you got a number then, John? Or are you struggling?
Wait, what? Oh, wait, what do you mean? Oh, the audience retention, right? Or do you mean how do I improve the storytelling?
So yeah, let's go back to the question at hand.
Let's get back to the question.
We did hear it was about 60% or so.
On
the average video. Yeah. So, what have you been doing? Any strategy around getting that retention up? If that's a goal.
With the storytelling aspect, I try and create the shock factor and then like the ending. You know what I mean? So like it has a shocking interlude, and then so they're wanting the ending, so they wait until the end, and that was kind of how I was going. But like with a lot of storytime channels, they kind of tell the story and then sidetrack, and then I feel like that might be where they lose a lot of viewers because they kind of just feel like, oh right, so this side, because they watch the sidetrack, and then the sidetrack ends. And then they go back into the story, but by the time that happens, everyone thinks the story's over because they've sidetracked into this different story.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I kind of just try and keep to one specific story instead of like looping off into another one and then return into the main story at hand.
Yeah, that's a really good tip, and I think that should be something that even like a Let's Play channel kind of learns from too, because we get so many of those that are like, why aren't my Let's Play videos getting a lot of views? And so you look at them and they launch into all kinds of tangents, and there's different things they're doing. Like no video, each individual video should be focused, and it's not. And that's like the biggest problem. And I have a video coming out really soon where I actually reviewed videos from channels as people sent in their videos to have them reviewed. And I looked at some examples of people who are doing all sorts of things that could be improved. And one of them that I point out is somebody who does this incredibly long intro where there's nothing really happening on the screen, and they just felt like talking for the first minute about the channel, about thanks for being here, here's what I've been up to, like a podcast. And then they got into the gameplay. And my warning to them was that you lost everybody here at the beginning. The reason this video didn't keep getting pushed is because people left way too early. Your video isn't about one clear focus. It's just about like me playing the game today, and also thanks for being here. And we just hit 100 subscribers, and that's so cool. So even if you're not a storytelling channel, you should treat your videos with a focus of some kind.
Dan, when is that video due to be ready?
Well, we had talked about tomorrow, but it sounds like you got tomorrow covered. So maybe Monday.
Woohoo! 4-day weekend. I just want to throw that Simpsons joke.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's pretty much ready. So if you're good for tomorrow, then Monday.
Yes.
Look for it on Monday. I reviewed your videos, and even if your video doesn't show up, I think you can get a lot out of it.
All right. I don't know how much. John, have you actually done any YouTube shorts?
I did a few, because I did a few for the vidIQ Shorts channel, and then I did a few for myself.
I guess it's interesting in that you're not doing YouTube Shorts, but you are doing short form content, which is now proving more and more to be a successful format. And so, I mean, this is leading more towards Dan. You know, we have a channel here with a shorts that's blown up. Should you transition to long form content or keep making shorts? I know you've got some.
I remember answering this question. Yeah, I remember answering this question during the last stream, but we were on a different topic, and so I basically pinged whoever was asking in the chat and said, watch this video, and I linked it. It was the BlockFacts video. So it's a very recent video on our channel, but I literally answered this question in full detail on how BlockFacts did it, because all of BlockFacts' shorts were blowing up. And then the transition just came at a period where he noticed all of his views were coming from browse features after a while. He didn't have to wait for the short shelf anymore. You know how you have to wait for the short shelf for like a day, 2 days for your short to finally hit some kind of view count? Well, he didn't have to. And so once you see that shift, you know you've built a loyal returning audience, and that's when it's more safe to try out the long form content. And then BlockFacts still gets the same views he ever got on his 10-minute videos now.
So this is the channel. It looks encouraging. You know, when did it start? 2 weeks ago, nearly 100 subscribers, and they're getting thousands of views on presumably these shorts. So yeah, we're saying start to look at the traffic sources. If it's not shorts traffic, then you're kind of giving yourself a license to experiment. But there's also another approach to this whereby you can still make short form content, but not shorts, right? You know, you make let's say you make a 1 minute, 13-second video. So it's forcing it out of a shorts player, but it's a very similar piece of content to what the audience is used to. So that might be worth experimenting as well with, right, Dan?
Yeah, it's so what I'm looking at here is like top 3 Skywars Lucky Block plays. That sounds really fun, and a lot of people watched it. But BlockFacts was so specific about his content. I had a similar thing happen, and my content was very similar in style too. I was able to transition to long form. So you need to be the person who kind of develops a rapport with the audience. When every time they come to a short, they know they're going to get a similar experience, something new but similar. You know, it still feels like it's coming from the same place, and it appeals to people with the same interest. So I think you're too early in your journey to be thinking about the pivot to long form, just given the evidence we've seen. I think you should make a lot more shorts, and I think you should keep practicing different styles until you really hone in, like, what does this audience always come back for? Because that was the first clue for me. Before I was getting the browse feature views, I noticed that certain shorts of mine did better than other shorts of mine. And so I doubled down on the ones that continued to bring people in, because I detected a style in those. When I do this thing in all of these shorts, they seem to, when they hit the shelf, do very well compared to the ones that kind of flop really quickly. And then as I kept doing that, after maybe 20, 40, 50 shorts, that's when I noticed the scale start to tip. And I didn't have to wait for the short shelf. Browse. You know, let's try long form video. Kaboom. You know, monetization.
Because, Rob, this is what you were trying to get Jake Feldman to try, like the long form content, right?
Yeah. Still won't do it.
Still.
It's so frustrating.
I send him a message daily on Twitter DM. All right, I don't really do that, but you know, I'll tell you what I did do. Now. I did. I think I wanted to just re-engage with him because I wanted to know if he'd been. This was literally the day before YouTube announced the new Shorts Creator Fund information. Yeah. I said, "Have YouTube contacted you about this Creator Fund?" And he said no. And I was thinking again. I want to mention to him that BlockFacts has now successfully transitioned to long form content, and he's probably making 100 times as much revenue as he was before he started making short form content. But I think Jake Feldman is very much focused on expanding his reach as a creator, and he's happy for the monetization to come in later. And I've completely lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
Jake doesn't even need to make the videos any longer, too. If Jake were to literally make the same exact video, put it widescreen and throw it on the channel, I am willing to put down money that it gets a ton of views.
How much money? Are you willing to put down all the revenue you've earned on your secret channel on this, Dan?
That would be...
Because I'll offer it to him. I'll offer it to him.
No, that would be an amount. And I'm
Wait, Dan, have you made a lot from the secret channel?
I've made enough to put little investments back into it.
Down, fair enough.
Like, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. Any revenue it makes, I try to put it back into the channel in some way, and I've been able to do that. But not like I'm not able to quit my job or anything. It's certainly not the plan.
I know, but don't you work for vidIQ?
Yeah, I hope not.
No, what I'm doing, I have a very realistic view of what I'm doing, that it physically can't last because of what it is. And I don't think it has that kind of staying power that could sustain like a YouTube career. But it's still a lot of fun. And I've learned a lot that I've been able to, even though I'm not sharing what it is, I'm still passing on a lot to the audience that I've been able to take away from it.
Fair enough.
The end. So, what is a good source of video inspiration?
Well, like I said earlier, I make all my video ideas up on the spot. So, like the Dear KSI and the Dear Mr. Beast one, that was literally just like my own mind being there, like, you know what? How can I turn this into like a type of like sad, happy video, but also kind of incorporate two stickmen having a conversation, and like I'm literally just making it up as I go along, like because like I start off with Dear KSI, and then he's just there like no, that's wrong. You need to do this, and then like it's almost as if like they're just like it's literally just having a conversation with myself. It's like but I sound mental because I can remember I left my window open once, and there was these people next door having like a party or something, and then all they hear me is going no, and then when I go quiet because I remember that I left my window open, I literally hear one of them say exactly what I've said and mock me about it. So I'm just there like, right, okay.
Oh no. When you're looking for inspiration though, like for you're looking at things that you already enjoy.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly,
that's where the KSI show thing came in. You were going to watch that anyway, probably.
Yeah.
It turned into a video.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't even intending for it to be a video. I just kind of thought, you know what, I'll make a video on this. It literally just comes in the moment. Every single video I've ever made comes in the moment. I see a new trailer for a film that I like, Hotel Transylvania. Love them films. Granted, they're for kids, but I love the films either way. And then I make a video on it, like going over the trailer, and then I post it. Like, so every single video I make is on something that I enjoy watching or doing.
That's the secret. You all wanted the secret sauce. You're all here to know how to grow on YouTube. That was the secret sauce.
I just guess it's different for everyone. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, we are at time.
Are we? All right, fair enough.
I didn't know if anyone wanted to take any more questions before we go. Anyone last?
I was zoned out a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm getting hungry.
So that is a no then.
If you want to leave me for the next hour, I can just answer random questions.
I think we all could use a break. Let's go ahead and say our final goodbyes then.
Let me just wave at the camera right quick. Just give me a minute.
So we want to thank you all for hanging out.
Can you animate, John? Can you animate awkward waving from the stickman? You've got 5 minutes to do it.
I don't know how to do it because I'm doing this stream on my laptop. I can make it and send it you if you want, it's okay, and then just copy and paste it.
Thank you all for dropping in today, hanging out with us for the vidIQ live stream. We do this every Wednesday. We have a lot of guests on where we talk to them about their YouTube journeys. Sometimes we're showing you a vidIQ tool and how you can use it to enhance the growth on your own channels. And we always come at you with some Q&A. And then on Tuesdays, we bring you our channel audit live stream. So why
harsh that?
Yeah, I'll be back in the comments.
It's funny because I was thinking that, but he said it, so he's more to blame than.
Yeah, I'll be back in the comments. So sad.
So yes, John, you want to say goodbye to some of your?
I'll say bye to Zenziris, obviously. I'll say goodbye to my brother Jenk. What a guy!
There he is.
Don't like him anymore. He's annoying. AB Kami M. Cosmo Shorts. He's just he's just turned up. He's just turned up. Yep, Cosmo Shorts. Tech Echo. Matt Tack. Beanbox YT. Anime Girl. Nexu. Yeah, that one. I'm worse than pronouncing names than you.
It's not easy, is it? It's not easy.
Not really, especially when you put on the spot.
Yeah, next time you make fun of me for it, just remember how it felt.
I never made fun of you for it. I will now, though, now that you've brought it up.
Fair enough. I'll say goodbye to Tech Echo. We have Shaker, PUBG Mobile. We'll see you later. Rando Yem. We have Epic Bear, Jensen Jupiter, Joe's Phenomenal, and we have Short Reviews. Goodbye to all of you.
Yeah, I think you covered absolutely everybody in the chat, so I don't need to say goodbye to anyone. So I'm just going to keep clicking buttons for more people to say goodbye.
All right, then. That's fair. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. We'll see you on Tuesday for channel audits. We'll see you, I guess, tomorrow. Rob's got a video. It sounds like Monday I'll have a video where
$10,000 a month from YouTube Shorts, eh?
Wait, are they actually bringing in like the million thing now?
Oh yeah. You don't have to wait for my video. YouTube did release a video yesterday, and it explains how everything's going to work.
Rob explains it better. You should wait for his video.
Mine's twice as long and has 1 or 2 jokes. So
what are you doing?
Want to watch it?
What are you doing? This is we're never going to get anyone to watch your video if you push them away.
They will. People. I mean, there's some times where like I've made a video and I know, like, you know, it's about the community tab, so I know that like 75% of our audience aren't going to watch it, but then they watch it anyway, and so I'll just say, yeah, thanks for watching this video, even though you haven't got 1,000 subscribers yet.
Since your watch has come apart, it's like flapping around.
So I don't put the strap on on there. And here's the other weird thing: I'm not left-handed. I wear my watch on my right hand because I'm just weird like that. How long
I do the same thing. I'm the same exact way.
We are weird watch brothers, Dan. How long are you going to have me on screen just waving by myself?
Yeah, we'll just keep the conversation going.
Yeah, as long as it takes.
Waving for an hour.
I'm trying to see if the watch will fall off.
It won't, because it's still on one of the straps. I'm fine. For
now. I mean, it's 50% of its straps are gone, though.
So I'm done.
I'm people watching Rob wave.
Just like, yeah.
See everybody.
Bye.